welcome back. I have another reaction video for you, and if you're a Bridgerton fan, specifically Bridgerton season 2, I'm gonna be looking at Simone Ashley as she walks us through her everyday beauty routine. This is on Harper's Bazaar UK. I just kind of wanted to see what she does with her skincare routine. I thought it'd be really interesting. I'll admit, I didn't watch season 2. I completely lost interest once Regé Jean was gone because he was the light of my life.
She, like this author, is still waiting on the only suitor of note.
So it just didn't even make sense for me to watch the next season. But I did hear she was really good in it, and I can't wait to see what she's doing with her skincare.
Hi, I'm Simone Ashley, and I'm here with Harper's Bazaar, and I'm going to show you my everyday beauty routine.
She's cute.
Recently, I've been learning more about how to take care of my skin. The more I'm traveling, the more I'm working, and the more I'm introduced to different products. But before, I wasn't so great with taking care of my skin. I would wash my face with hand soap and just use hand cream, which is not great, but it worked for me at the time.
I do want to throw out there, as much as I'm oh, cringy, but not really. It's better than nothing, at least if you're washing your face, right? Hand soap might just be, potentially could be a little bit more stripping for your skin, but hand cream, I mean, it might be a little bit more occlusive, but if your skin is dry and it can handle it, you're still utilizing a lot of the same ingredients that you might find in your face products too. So it's not as cringy as it seems.
And the more I'm working and the more I'm doing different stuff and having makeup on my skin, I've realised how important it is to make sure that I've got a bit of a routine. So let's get into it. To start off, I've learned starting out with a little lotion or a toner is really good. I use the Mer Treatment Lotion, and I just put a couple of drops on my fingers.
She's not using hand soap anymore. She's onto the Mer right out the gate.
You only need a few drops. Just put it through my hands like this, and then I just use my fingertips to kind of put it everywhere on my skin, just around my face. I kind of keep it focused on my nose area and under my eyes, and then I just tap a little bit on my forehead. I don't like to use too much with anything. I just like to keep it really simple.
All right, so I'm gonna assume this is a morning skincare routine because we're not seeing her wash her face or take anything off. That essence is actually really nice. It's just like all the Mer products, it's expensive and it's overpriced, right? You don't have to spend that much money to get a really nice essence for your skin. I think for an essence, you actually do wanna use a little bit more than what she was using. She says she doesn't like to use a lot in general of her products. I think that you don't want to be too precious with your products too. For a hydrating essence, I want it to be really nice and hydrating on my skin, and I don't want to really be rubbing it around. It looked like to me she wasn't even putting anything on her skin because she only used a few drops of it. To me, I'm with my essence, I'm patting that onto my face and letting it get really wet. So that's how I like to use an essence, but totally nice and a really great first step for a morning skincare routine if you're not cleansing.
My personal beauty routine, it kind of changes a lot. I think now I found a bit of a rhythm with it. Before I go to bed, if I've got time and if I've got the energy, then I'll do a bit more of a step-by-step routine. And that usually just makes me sleep better and I wake up feeling better and my skin looks better. Especially if I've been wearing a lot of makeup. I always like to make sure I've washed it off properly, steam my face if I can, exfoliate, and then put on my products.
You know, it's so funny. I hear people say steaming. You every time someone brings up steaming or shows that they're steaming their face, I'm always kind of but why? Of all the steps that seem unnecessary to me in a skincare routine, steaming seems like the most unnecessary. It can also soften your skin too much and it can heat your skin up and irritate your skin and cause melasma. It can make it soft and it might lead to more irritation of your skin. I don't know. To me, it's just such an old school way of thinking, and it's just this unnecessary step.
So after I've done my lotion, sometimes use a toner, but today I've used a lotion. I then like to go and moisturize my face. So today I'm going to use my Creme de la Mer to moisturize. And this product, you only need a little bit, a tiny, tiny bit. So a little bit goes a long way. And I tried to use the spatula and just get about that much out.
That really is very little. I don't know why she's being so precious with all of her products, but you can definitely use more than that. I'm curious to see how she's gonna spread this all over her skin. We had to look up her age because I was like, how old is this person? Because she looks fantastic. Her skin is beautiful and it's so smooth and everything, and she's barely using any products. So she's 28 years old. She really has this fantastic skin. Let's watch her apply this La Mer. I'm actually now curious to see how far this little tiny bit of La Mer is gonna spread.
And then I put it on my fingertips. And then I just kind of warm it up between my fingers until it disappears. Kind of like that. So I just like to pat it on my face like that. And just make sure it's like all absorbed in. If I'm tired, even when I have my skincare routine, sometimes I can still...
I'm so confused. I don't know if she, like, I actually think it might have already like been gone by the time she put it on her face. You can put so much more of your moisturizer on, I promise. You do not have to use that tiny, tiny little bit of moisturizer. If that's working for her, there is nothing wrong with that, but I don't want anyone to watch this video and think that you have to be this precious with your moisturizer, especially if it's La Mer. It's actually one of the reasons why I tell people not to use luxury products that are that costly, because I don't want them to be that precious with their products. I want you to feel good about scooping up your product, slathering your face if your face needs it. If your skin does not need it, and maybe your skin doesn't need it because it is really perfect skin, then you don't have to use more than that. But you also don't have to be that precious with your skincare products either. I also want to point out, while we were Googling her a little bit and La Mer, it looks like she is a spokesperson for La Mer. So, always good for us to know, right? It was not disclosed in the video.
Look like my skin's fatigued. It really depends also what I'm doing. If I'm traveling a lot, if I'm working a lot, if I'm sleeping a lot, what I'm eating. It really depends on a lot of different factors. But when I've done my skincare routine, most of the time I feel like my skin just looks glowy. To finish it all off, I like to just put a bit of a facial spray on, and I'm using the Mario Badescu facial spray, and it comes in lots of different like fragrances, but this one's lavender. And I just shake it and do a little bit of a spray, make sure it's all over my face. And I put this in my handbag and travel around with it, and it's a really good way of just keeping me feel refreshed throughout the day, especially if I'm somewhere really hot. And I've got to do this to make sure it dries off.
I'm so confused by this routine. I honestly am. She barely used any of her products, and then she put her moisturizer step on, and then she brought out that Mario Badescu toning spray, and she like really covered her face, and she's like, oh, I need this to dry off. Absolutely use a toner if you want to. It's nice, calming, hydrating for your skin. Put that on before you're going in with these other steps. It's so nice to hydrate your skin, and then you go and lock it in by using a little bit more moisturizer too. But I have a feeling she probably still keeps it much more simple than she's even saying. Like, I wouldn't doubt if she's actually using hand soap and just a little bit of cream. But now that she's a spokesperson for La Mer, she's like, we're gonna pull out all the stops. I don't think she's actually using these products. I think she only uses that Mario Badescu product. I really do, because that was the only one that she like confidently put on the camera, but she's really done not much to her skin at all. And I have a feeling it's just that she has really nice, perfect skin and doesn't really need to do anything. It's my suspicion.
Quite dry elbows and quite dry knees, ankles, the whole thing. So I need to keep my body really moisturized. And I'm using the Glossier Body Hero Moisturizer. I started using this on Bridgerton. My makeup artist introduced me to it. And it's got a glittery, metallic, kind of shiny, I don't know if you can see it, but when you put it on, it's almost like a pearly, metallic cream. And it just makes you look really moisturized, super shiny, super dewy. And I really like it on my skin because I think it bounces really nicely in sunlight or under any light, particularly sunlight. And I like to go in on my collarbones. Just make sure my collarbones are really nice and highlighted. And that's my body cream done.
Great. That actually kind of made me interested in the product. The last two products, I feel like she was much more confident about applying, like she actually does apply them. If you have really dry skin, she doesn't have dry skin. She's got perfect skin. You can, put on something that's a little bit more emollient and rich and creamy, but this looked perfect for her skin. Usually I associate like the ones that are shimmery and glittery and stuff with like just being more of like a topper for your skin. So, and I usually like when they have a fragrance, because then I'm just gonna put it like right here, get that shimmer, get a little bit of fragrance, like the ones from like Sol de Janeiro.
Okay, so once my skin's done and my body's moisturized, I like to fix my hair. Okay. As soon as I've got out the shower.
I probably won't have anything to say about her hair, but let's go ahead and watch it anyway.
I like to put in like a leave-in conditioner, and I like to use the Oribe Moisturizing Cream. So this one's really good for when your hair's wet. So I've already had that one in. My hair's 90% dry now. And then I like to go in with the Oribe Curl Gloss and just put a little bit on my fingertips there and just get it in. And then I like to just scrunch it into my curls like that. And I do this after I've diffused it. If I've got time, I'll diffuse my hair, which is really good for curly hair because it doesn't make it frizzy. But if I just want to air dry it, I'll wait for it to get dry and then just scrunch this in. Go upside down. And I like to put a little bit in the roots just to make sure it's not frizzy on the top. And then that's kind of it.
I haven't tried those Oribe products. I might give them a try. She's got curlier hair than I do, but I think we could be on the same flow.
Less is more, I feel, because the more you put with curly hair, sometimes it just weighs it down a little bit. So especially if I've just washed it, just a little bit of product, and it just makes it nice and neat. My day-to-day go-to hairstyle is pretty much this. And people always ask me where do I put my parting, but I always just like to flick it around. And I like my hair quite big.
Me too.
But sometimes just having it in the middle like this is quite nice as well. I've been lately wearing those like Y2K butterfly clips, and that's quite cute with curly hair. You just like twist at the top here and then put a clip. I think that can be kind of cute. But today, I'm just gonna have it natural and long.
It is kind of cute. I actually do that. I bought all these little like tiny Y2K butterfly, like little tiny ones, butterfly clips for my daughter Isla, and we use those in her hair all the time. I love it. It's so cute.
I was told to just leave my eyebrows alone. I used to have quite skinny eyebrows, which looked cool for a minute. And then I was told to kind of leave them alone over the Christmas holidays. And now I really like my brows even more. They're just really full and natural. So that's something I learned, to just not touch my eyebrows. I think it was something I did when I was bored. I used to just overpluck them. But now I leave them alone. And I'm still learning how to line my lips properly.
Okay, wait. I wish somebody had told me to leave my brows alone, or maybe my parents did tell me to leave my brows alone, but I was like too defiant. But I really wish I would have been told not to touch my brows. She has amazing brows though, so that was really great advice for her.
But I love when people have their lips lined. I think it just makes your lips look so full and gorgeous and really sexy. I want to become a pro at lining my lips. And speaking of lips, when I finish my hair, so my skin's done, body's moisturized, hair's done, I like to just finish off with a lip gloss. And this one I'm using, I got this when I was in LA, and I think we used it when we were on a shoot, and I just got given it. And I've been using it ever since. This is Hard Candy Glosstopia, and it's like a pinky, sheer kind of lip. And I love lip gloss. I love how shiny it is. And I just love, even if you're not wearing much makeup at all, it just makes you feel glossy. I'm a bit of a hoarder.
So I'm assuming that her skincare routine for the day is done. And I just want to point out, she has not put on any sunscreen. And even when you are brown, I tell my husband this all the time, you still need your sunscreen. And maybe not for, protection from getting skin cancer, but if you are actually trying to preserve your skin, the damage that you get from the sun on your skin is going to be the biggest contributor to how your skin ages. And also, by the way, when you are brown, you can also get hyperpigmentation. So keep that in mind. You still want to wear your sunscreen. And that's the thing that's like the glaring issue with her skincare routine, is that there is no sunscreen, not even a thought of sunscreen in her morning skincare routine.
When it comes to perfumes, I think the bottles are just really beautiful. So I have like 3 shelves of perfume in my bathroom on display, and I don't use all of them. I've got like a few favourite ones, and I tend to go towards the more rosier kind of scents. I think they smell so beautiful, and I just really like that kind of scent. Sometimes I like to use men's perfumes or men's cologne. I really like Bleu de Chanel, some of the Le Labo colognes, but today I'm going to be using my favourite rosy one, and this is Nakuna Helsinki, and this one's called Rally. I found it in a Japanese tea shop in London, so I thought they were Japanese, but then later learnt via the internet that they're actually from Finland. And it's my favourite perfume, and I like to just put it over my wrists, and then kind of under my ears, and then on my neck. Oh, and it smells so good. And that's my signature one. This is my favourite. This one is the one that I will always take when I travel. Sometimes I can feel I don't want to run out of it, so if I don't want to use that one, and maybe just use it for a special occasion. Any other rosy one I love to use. I think I've literally got every perfume under the sun, so I could be here for a while naming all the perfumes I've got. That was my everyday beauty routine for now. It might change in a couple of months, the more that I'm learning about skincare and how to do my hair. I hope this was helpful and I hope you enjoyed it. And thanks so much. Bye.
She has this like calming, soft voice, and then they put this piano music behind her, and I felt myself kind of dozing off a little bit. You know, she said that she's learning. I think that she did a good job considering that she's learning. You know, I think the worst thing you can do when you're still learning about skincare is overdo it, and she's not doing that. So that's always good. Hopefully she'll come back soon in the future and say that she added a sunscreen to her daytime skincare routine. Other than that, then she's doing everything that she needs to. She could always move that toner up to actually get the true hydration from it and then lock it all in with her moisturizer. And at the very least, she's not stripping her skin or ruining it. So I think that's even more important than adding in all these different layers, because if you don't need it, you just don't need it. So that was Simone Ashley with her really simple skincare routine, showing that you can have amazing skin without any real skincare. If you have any comments or questions to add, leave them below in the comments. You can also find me on social media. I'm at Susan Yara, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.